racism anywhere, period? And how did you react to it?
Yeah, absolutely. I think I've witnessed it at some point. Not really recently, I would say. But when it comes to, it's more like closet racism, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
where it's kind of like people will make comments not in front of the person or around them, but they'll kind of snicker to their own race or somewhere similar about kind of, you know, the typical stereotypes about certain races. So, but as I say, it's not really welcome in my. It's not something that I welcome. It's not something that you know really I kind of go with it. Everyone bleeds the same, you know what I mean? Type things.
I think in Canada it's more like a polite kind of racism, more
Right on point.
than in the States where it's more spoken that they just don't care one way or the other.
I say when it comes to that, you know, everyone's kind of the same when it comes to that piece. So we kind of just we don't like put up that shiny. You know what I mean? To put it bluntly.
Yeah. How about you? Have you had any stories to share?
Have you ever been denied an opportunity or treated differently because of your race or culture?
Yeah, I got denied an opportunity to eat at Dragon's Inn one night. Okay, so he made an account. We were gonna go to Toronto and stay there for a few days, and he made an account and requested, and everyone denied him. And after when she made an account and requested, everyone accepted us, and we still all stayed in the same house anyways. Yeah, remember that?
When we try to come across as if we're not aware of differences in race, that's kind of a little fake. It's like me pretending that I don't recognize that he's black and I'm white. It's ridiculous.
Again, not recently. My dad, only from my dad mostly, because his best friend's Jamaican and they like to throw race jokes back and forth. That was pretty much all.
That's all.
We've been bombarded since the 60s with hate, racial, like blacks, whites, through America, through Canada. Not so much in Canada, but
My high school was pretty good with it. All of it was good with it.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, it wasn't Catholic.
How would you react, let's say, if you saw racism out there? What do you think you would do with it?
Same as what you do if you saw abuse. You know, stand up for the person, call them out on their crap.
I think because we are white, we don't realize, like one of my best friends is black and there are things just driving a car getting pulled over by a cop for no reason. Things that we don't really experience. Much as we would like to think it doesn't, it does.
Have you ever heard people say, I don't see color or I'm colorblind? Have you ever heard that?
I've never heard that saying in particular. No.
I've used I'm colorblind, but I truly am. So that's not. I don't think that's what you mean.
Really good musical conference about race relations. This white guy said, I would like to be colorblind. And one of the other people of color said, yeah, but if you're colorblind, I'd rather that you see my color because I do.
Sometimes I wonder if it's helpful to quote unquote celebrate our differences. I think we should probably celebrate more of our similarities.
I mean, the way you're socialized, I guess, kind of determines where you fit in each group, right? And I mean, there are like visible differences as well. But then at the same time, like, what is like being white? You know what I mean? Like,
It was God's idea to come up with different skin tones and different shapes and sizes and hair and all that kind of stuff. See, I think it's very important to differentiate between race and ethnicity and culture.
Yeah.
And I don't think we necessarily do that. There's nothing good or bad about race, but there are things good and bad about every culture.
Yeah.
Because culture is a sociological construct. So sometimes I get a little nervous when people say, oh, in Canada we celebrate all different cultures. Well, I don't know about that. Let's celebrate all different races on some level. But fortunately, I happen to be raised in a home and in a culture where I was taught from the time I was young that there's no hierarchy of value between
the whole
people.
question about do we see color, like, it's kind of something that I think about. It's like how we are different from each other. Like some races, like my background is half Ghanaian, and my mother, her ancestors were slaves. So even that is like two completely different things.
Sure.
And it's like they're both black people, but their cultures are completely different. But I think in more ways it's probably more socially constructed. Like you're socialized in a certain way to know who you are in a sense. And like in your family as well, you'll know like this is my culture, this is how I'm supposed to be. But
Yeah, so my wife is white, but she's from a totally different culture than me. Her first language is different than mine. Her cultural background's different than mine. I mean, we live at a unique point in history in that the world lives on my street. People from all colors and creeds and backgrounds lives on my street, literally on my street. But I mean, I think there's a problem if you're walking down the street, every time you set eyes on someone, you're like in the forefront of your mind, oh, they're a different race than me. Like, that's probably not, like, there should be times when you're almost oblivious to it.
As an interracial couple, do you guys get a lot of flack for that?
Maybe she. We went to a comedy show once.
Yeah.
And the comedian was a black female, and then she pauses during her skit and says, "Hey, you, do you feel like us black girls are talking shit whenever we see that you're dating a black man?" And after she's like this, I don't know, and it's like, because we are.
The difference is, it's like, okay, you're female, he's male. So if we were hanging out, and consciously and subconsciously, I would treat a female differently than a male. Same with race. I mean, if I'm sitting down with my wife's Mennonite family, I kind of adjust the way I joke around or the way I talk about things. And if I'm sitting down with my family,
It's not a good deal. All it does is hurt everyone, and it kind of puts us back.
And it's okay to see color. It's just how you approach seeing the color.
As a white man in society today, you kind of look at it and go, are they going to be cool people? Are they going to be okay? And that's how, like, some people perceive that.
You're rude and you see it and you embrace it.
We all have
You wanna-
cultural backgrounds at the end of the day, right? We all, we could have different religions or different beliefs, different whatever. That's fine. You do what you want to do. I'll do what I want to do. Let's just, work together towards stuff.
Ask you one more question real quick. Are you...
My movie's starting, guys.
Oh, no worries, no worries. All right, thank you very much for your time,
No
Nicolette.
problem.
Enjoy your movie, okay?
Bye.